I remember telling my boss, if they open up the refuge, I'm gone. The Arctic National Wildlife Refuge is a vast landscape of tundra plains, boreal forests, and dramatic mountains. This is the calving grounds of the porcupine caribou herd, an animal that has coexisted with the Gwich'in and has given them life for thousands of years. In the fall of 2017, we got word at the Department of Energy that Bears Ears and the refuge would lose their protections and be opened for oil and gas development. I had no words. From growing up with energy development all around me on the Navajo Nation, I knew exactly what the impacts would be. I couldn't watch this happen to another Native community without trying to do something, so I quit my job at the Department of Energy. A week later, I was in Salt Lake protesting the signing of the Bears Ears reduction. We had a lot of support from natives and non-natives alike. Our voice was amplified because people showed up for us. But the Gwich'in are fighting the same battle, and they deserve the same support. In a time where Native communities still feel invisible to the rest of our country, people need to continue uniting around these issues. If we show up for the Gwich'in, maybe their voice will finally be heard. I never realized I'd feel this at home so far north. Fort Yukon is one of the Gwich'in communities up here in Alaska, 10 miles north of the Arctic Circle, and 4,000 miles away from the Arizona desert where I grew up. All it takes is a day of walking around to notice the stereotypes. The old houses, dusty roads, busted cars. But look a bit deeper and you'll really see the connection to home. The kindness of people, the language, and an identity tied to the land. Dude, doesn't it just smell like grandma's house or something? Started looking the same, and it just felt like home in a big way, and I think it was like, this is powerful, you know? For fish we say shok. 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 Shok.
Shook, yeah.
Shok.
That's fish.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're just missing one platter. The other one platter.
Yeah, but that's where sometimes we get fish, but that's some of my friends I took out there. But the area that we're trying to protect, there's oil and gas and then
It's
this
like
stuff.
this, yeah.
Uh-huh.
You guys got a big fight. You got to fight with your whole life. I hope you guys win. It may be a plus for us.
So much of the focus in protecting these areas has been on the lines on the map. In reality, these ecosystems are incredibly connected in ways that we don't fully understand. Oil and gas development in the Arctic Refuge not only affects the animals, but it also disrupts the customary and traditional hunting throughout Gwich'in communities. When gas is already more than $6 a gallon, hunting isn't cheap. But going out and getting food from the land is a hell of a lot cheaper than paying $15 for a gallon of milk at the local store. It's a delicate balance, but it works. So, they're talking about the refuge. There's a big threat to the caribou. What's your thoughts?
Well, we're going to feel it, especially the impact, But like I said, most of the money, where that's going to go. Like you've been to the store, we can't afford to live out of there,
Basic food security.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, food security. And it doesn't seem like they're really not doing much about food security, but they sure seem like they want to do the fuel security.
Yeah, it's like people don't realize that you can't, this is the grocery store out here.
This is supposed to be a 20-pound line on this.
Well, for us, it's survival. It'll be deadly out here too, but you get these common sense. Can't just go do it. running out wild, going crazy, you know. Some people cut this part off, but a lot of people will leave it on. It makes a noise, like, you know, like a moose raking. It's almost like what you guys do down south. You're saying antlers. You know, we're not out here for sport. You know, we're out here to feed our families. Like when my son went out the other day on the boat, I kept him from school because that's his classroom. And what he's going to learn, he's going to teach his brother and his, you know, and his sister. And when I ask him to go out, I don't even have to ask him twice. And he doesn't even think. He'd say, yeah. Maybe he'll come back.
Where was he?
Right up there, that cut bank. He ran down, and then right to those big willows, he turned in.
If that caribou is gone, they're gone. If they open that place up there, that Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, should they open that up? Because that's where the caribou migrate, you know. That's their cabin ground, and they go back, you know. It's amazing how they travel. And then they do stuff like that up there. Can you imagine what it would do to those animals?
One of the things that I remember being told by my grandpa was he would say, anything you do to the land, it'll come back to you. Whatever it is, good or bad, it goes right back into you. What Indigenous people are saying is that taking care of this place isn't just about the Gwich'in. It's for all of us and everyone coming after us. Maybe Bears Ears and the refuge are going to be a catalyst, but we're going to have to start thinking hundreds of years ahead of what we're doing today.
We matter, you know, like all over this country, Indigenous peoples they're literally just fighting for their identity, you know, and that's such a huge part of our homelands. It's frustrating that we even have to be fighting like this for our human rights in 2018.
There was no meeting, nothing to let us know that they were going to open it. They just cut the ribbon, somebody said.
People think that just because they're down there, that it's not going to affect us, you know. It's going to affect us. A lot of people think Alaska is just a wasteland, you know, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not. We live here. Trying to unify together to see what we could actually do, but I don't know. It seems like it's kind of too late for me right now, but there's nothing like people getting together and unifying it and speaking against something that they believe in.
It's infuriating that policymakers who are supporting opening up the refuge, they can't see the incredible richness that this place is, you know? I realize it's so easy to look on the surface and see people that don't have enough money to do the things that most folks are able to do. But it's not about the stuff we have, or the money we make, or the car that we drive that makes a good life. It's our families, it's our neighborhoods, it's our society on the whole, it's our environment. The Gwich'in are rich in their culture and land, and we're threatening to take that away from them.
Our children and our future generations deserve to see this world as it was in the beginning, not just when we're done with it. Are they going to be able to see our land, our beautiful land, our mountains and our trees? Are they going to, you know, like in 100 years, are they going to have all of this? Or is that all going to be destroyed?
My entire life, I've watched the concerns of my community get pushed to the side. We've been shown our problems aren't important, that we don't know what's best for ourselves or our homeland. It feels like in policymakers' minds, there aren't many people in places like the Arctic Refuge or Bears Ears. So benefiting our country at the expense of our livelihood is worth it. At one point, will people stand up for us too? We want to tell our children that we did everything we could to protect these places, but we need help.
Climate change don't care if you're native or if you're white or if you're black. We're all going to be affected, and we got to start taking it more serious. When it comes down to it, I think that we have to stand together. We need to learn about each other's issues, and then we need to start helping each other. I don't want my kids to be struggling to survive someday because I didn't, take a stand.
People, don't necessarily need to be here to understand what's happening or to be supportive of what's happening here. The Gwich'in are a strong people. They love their families, they love this land, and they fought for years to protect their history. People from across the world came to support Bears Ears when we were in a time of need. The Gwich'in and the Arctic Refuge deserve the same unity. They don't deserve to fight this alone.
We all need to stand together and protect what we got left for our kids, and our kids' kids. I love you. Because they're going to be dealing with what we're dealing with now. It's going to impact them.
Do you think that's possible?
Oh yeah, anything's possible. You hear that? Nothing. Yeah. No, you can't tell me this is not worth fighting and protecting.
No.